Lethal Company V60 was first announced on July 10th when company creator Zeekers released this tweet saying he was working on the greatest update of all time. Well, that was over a month ago, and since then, Zeekers has been continuously pushing back the release date for V60. He even posted this tweet announcing the cancellation of V60, which he later retracted. Was all of this just for the memes? Well, I don't know, but all this nonsense has everybody seriously questioning when V60 will drop and what we can expect when it actually does. Your guess is as good as mine, but in today's video, we're going to be going over my top 5 hopes for Lethal Company V60. Let's start off with my first one, new interiors. Since Lethal Company's release last October, we've essentially been playing the same 2 maps this entire time. Of course, those being the normal bunkers and the mansions. Now, these 2 maps are solid, don't get me wrong, they're classics, but that's the problem. They're literally classic and outdated. I know there's been several new moons in that time, and they even did like a rearrangement of what the inside of the bunkers look like, but moons, first of all, only affect the exterior of maps, and slightly changing the way bunkers looks doesn't make it feel entirely fresh. There are plenty of interior mods that you can download, Unreal Interiors personally being one of my favorites. This mod adds 4 Unreal-based interiors to Lethal Company, and they all do a great job of not feeling too different from the base vanilla game. The problem with mods though is if you have a lower end PC, you probably won't be able to take advantage of them the same way you would want to. So I think having some new interiors added to the game would go a long way. Some that I think would be cool to add would be maybe one based off of a military bunker, you know, something with huge weapon stores inside of it or something. Or maybe like a cave-based abandoned hospital. Regardless though, interiors are definitely needed. Next up, we've got new monsters. No Lethal Company update would be complete without new monsters. Now, we're used to seeing more threatening monsters added to the game, such as the Kidnapper Fox or the Butler, but I would also like to see some smaller, less threatening monsters added to the game, kind of similar to the Horde bug. I say this because what we don't want is for Lethal Company to start getting the Helldivers treatment. There's already so many threatening things in the game, we don't need a whole bunch more to make that experience worse for us. However, small and less threatening does not mean not dangerous. What Zeke could do is give these smaller enemies a status ailment, something like paralysis or poison. Depending on how this was implemented, I think it would be a good idea to also add like an antidote from Pokemon, just some way to combat those status conditions. I'm not saying I don't want to see another big scary monster added to the game, just something cool would be small. What? Just something small would be cool too. Next up, we've got changes to the company cruiser. If you've played Lethal Company at all since V55 came out, you know exactly why this is on the list. Let's be real, y'all. The company cruiser is straight booty. Like, seriously, the company cruiser is virtually unusable in every situation. The thing is impossible to control, it's very slow and clunky, and I'm not just referring to the movement. I mean the entire process from getting in, starting it up, or trying to, and even just driving to where you're trying to go is a massive headache. Using the company cruiser feels like you're doing a boss fight inside of a completely unnecessary and irrelevant side quest. It's funny because Zeke made this reply to a video about the company cruiser, and I don't think it was so much of a joke. I just hope the cruiser gets some fixes to make it a more viable tool for us to use while we're on our extractions, because right now it's just not it. Next, we've got the moon that forever haunts our soul, Liquidation. Liquidation has been one of the most requested features for Lethal Company ever since we first heard rumors about it a few months ago. If you don't already know, Liquidation is an unreleased water-based moon that we first heard about around the time Lethal Company V50 came out. We thought it might have been part of the recent V55 update, but of course we were disappointed by that. But we know about it because it was found inside of the game files. So if it's in the game files, then it's gotta be coming to the game, right? So will this moon finally see the light of day, or will we be doomed to speculate forever? I guess time will tell. My last hope for Lethal Company V60 is going to be improved items. Do you remember when jumping on railings was still a way for you to stay safe from enemies? Because that was so long ago, I freaking don't. I don't know if it's just me, but I really feel like a lot of the items in this game are just not worth using. For example, there's the jetpack, which kind of got the cruiser treatment, is just not worth using. Items like the extension ladder got nerfed when before you could use it to drop stuff down to your ship on Titan. It really seems like the items I use on a regular basis are a flashlight, a shovel, and a walkie-talkie. So for me, adding 1 or 2 new items that provide us a lot of utility would be really nice. Specifically weapons, bro. Give me an axe, or maybe to suit the company spirit a bit more, give us a pulse gun that is capable of one-shotting everything, but also has a 50% chance of exploding and killing us when we pull the trigger. Dog. That would be nutty. The anticipation for Lethal Company V60 has been slowly building over the months since it was first announced, and although the pushbacks from Zeekers has been somewhat annoying, I'm actually really glad that he's taking his time to work on this update. Lethal Company is the game that has opened the floodgates for more games that were inspired by it. And personally, I thought V55 was pretty mid, so I think we have every reason to believe that V60 is going to be a lot better. What are some things you want to see in V60? Let me know down in the comments, but otherwise, thank you guys very much for watching. Y'all take care of yourselves. You be easy, stay positive, and of course, I will catch you guys on the flip.